I do everything. I'm in pep band, I was in cheerleading. I was doing that at the same time, so I was going to all football games. There were JV and varsity. I was the president of Amnesty International last year. I'm in Key Club. I'm also in pit orchestra, so I'm kind of stagey.
To describe Chloe is almost impossible. You almost have to have her sitting here. When she speaks for herself, she's just larger than life. As small as she is, she's larger than life.
I do so many things because I like to be involved in everything. I don't want to waste my time watching TV or sleeping at home or whatever. I want to be out doing stuff.
When Chloe moved here, her father was no longer in the picture, as I understood it. He's in Europe.
Well, my father does drink. There's not really much to say. I mean, I know he has to drink every day. It hasn't made him violent or anything. It's just made him kind of, not easy to handle when it comes to making decisions.
Chloe's mother works for 80 hours a week. Chloe doesn't have all the accoutrements that most of the Bethesda kids have. She doesn't have a car, she doesn't have all of the new clothes and that sort of stuff.
My mom was injured at her job in FedEx. It was horrific, I think, because her leg was crushed. She could barely walk, and she couldn't pay the rent. All she could do was feed us. And we had the landlord calling every week, when are you gonna get your money? When are you gonna be able to pay me? We move every year. And last year was the worst because we moved twice in 1 year. And then as soon as the new year started, we had to move again. So it was 3 times in 2 years. All my friends around, they have these houses or, they're moving, but they moved after 10 years or something, and they're just getting an upgrade. And I'm moving because we're getting kicked out in 2 weeks, and I can't say that. Kind of shameful, but at the same time, it's just more of a big secret that I like to hold.
When they were homeless and going from place to place, at one point they were living in a basement apartment it had 2 windows, but they looked onto a brick wall. She was thrilled. She's the one who's doing the day-to-day mothering of her little sister, and to an extent, she's doing some mothering of her own mother because her mother's just totally overwhelmed.
This past year, my mom was starting to feel okay, maybe we should go back to church and start praying and stuff because of the bad things that were happening. And for all of us, it was like a relief because now we have a place we can pray and we can get rid of some of our burdens and just put them on the altar, literally. I don't get down. I boogie down sometimes, but I try. There's just sometimes when it's the last straw and it breaks your back, but it's over in 5 minutes. I want to become a psychologist when I grow up, and I feel later on the world is going to need more therapists, and I can be there and go, and how do you feel about that?
She sees obstacles as just part of life, something that you can overcome. The other day when I was talking to her about the scholarship, I was so excited, and I took her by the shoulders and I said, Chloe, I'm so excited for you. All the doors in the whole world are open to you now. And she looked up at me and she said, I thought they always were.
Beating the odds to me means that another kid in my situation may not have done so well, may not have gotten as good grades or been as cheerful as myself. I feel like the odds are totally against me as far as being successful, and I beat them because I am successful and I am trying to get somewhere.